Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Faith Din, and I am the program coordinator for the Health IT program within the Division of Professional Studies. I wanted to welcome you to the UMBC Health IT Virtual Open House. We hope you enjoyed the presentation, and without further ado, I just wanted to introduce our graduate program director, Dr. Erin Van Dyke. I will turn this over to her now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Faith. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very glad to have an opportunity to tell you all about our program, and I look forward to, at the end of the session, if you have any answers or any questions, being able to discuss that with you. So to give a comprehensive picture of our program, I'm going to begin by highlighting why students choose to come to UMBC. At that point, we'll then share a little about our great faculty, and then transition to the health IT industry itself, why professionals are excited about health IT, and how UMBC supports current and future experts in our field. Next, we will detail our program's degree, including some course requirements, and how you can apply. And of course, as Faith mentioned, we'll finish out this session by providing time for questions. So UMBC is recognized as an institution of innovation and excellence, which is made possible through grit and as well as a supportive community. As a university, we have been repeatedly highlighted for promoting innovations that include improving academics, student life, and supporting high-quality faculty within our programs. UMBC is dedicated to diversity, social responsibility, and lifelong learning, and these values drive our recognized research programs as well as a shared commitment to teaching excellence. Now, I'd love to be able to tell you about the wonderful faculty in our program, and will also introduce myself. As the graduate program director, or you'll sometimes hear GPD, my role includes oversight of the program, advising all of our students, and as well as course instruction. I've worked professionally in healthcare and the health IT field, including the last 10 years, where I was a researcher and evaluator at the Johns Hopkins Hospital and Health System. I've really found this experience to be very helpful in being able to inform my position as GPD. It helps to motivate me to be able to give our students access to the skills that they need to be able to be successful in this extremely dynamic and very exciting field. Our program success is only possible because of the high quality instructors who lead our classrooms. We're fortunate to partner with faculty who are skilled teachers who work prominently in our field. This includes experience working at the National Institute of Standards, Office of the National Coordinator, National Institute of Health, U.S. Veteran Affairs, and the Armstrong Institute at Johns Hopkins, just to name a few. Our faculty, which include esteemed members of the Information Systems Department, also benefit our program through leading cutting-edge research here at UMBC. And this includes efforts to improve home care and hospice, using predictive modeling to help keep admitted patients safe, and findings to inform fair allocation of healthcare resources. Our faculty's expertise of their courses and how to apply new knowledge to the industry have been a tremendous asset to our program, and I'm thrilled each term when I can hear feedback from our students where they express great appreciation for the time and expertise that they've received. As our program is dedicated to preparing students for the dynamic field of health IT, one of the ways that we do this is we want to work with our industry partners to make sure that we understand the current challenges and priorities to ensure that our program is well aligned. At this time, the industry is addressing a number of priorities primarily linked to current events. One of the most obvious cases, of course, is COVID-19 pandemic, as well as being able to expand capabilities so that we can meet the growing demand for digitized healthcare. A few of examples of these priorities that we've been informed by our partners includes real-time analytics, being able to expand access to telemedicine, supporting clinicians and integrating multiple applications into their practice, and continuing to advance decision support systems. Now, one question that's come up a lot from potential applicants is whether the program supports them where they are in their respective academic and professional journeys. Recognizing how diverse the health IT field is, our program is designed to be able to guide students who come from a variety of backgrounds. For example, some come from a medical background. This might be physicians, nurses, dentists, and they're looking to be able to develop skills and technology that they'll be able to advance in their careers and help their patients. Others come from a more technical background, and they want to learn how to apply their specific skills but within the healthcare domain. We also have students that have a background in research, hospital administration, policy, and as well as leadership and entrepreneurship. And in those cases, they're often seeking instruction to be able to hone their respective background into careers within the health IT domain. So while many bring relevant work or academic experience, I also want to note that we also welcome those who perhaps maybe don't have that applied experience yet, but are passionate about improving human health and want to be able to find their place within health IT to be able to expand in these areas. Not surprising considering that it is such a diverse field, being able to talk about the various job opportunities that are available is really quite a feat. For one example, just to kind of give a sense of what the growing demand is for these types of careers, the Bureau of Labor Statistics found that employment of health information technicians was projected to grow much faster than your average occupation. This has been seen in several other areas within the health IT domain and has been a very exciting area for our students as they explore where they feel that they are best fit and best suited in this industry. And because of the high demand, there's much opportunity for them. In addition to the diversity of the actual positions themselves, I also like to discuss with students what kind of setting it makes sense for them to be able to apply their skills. Obviously, of course, we have clinical settings. We have hospitals, ambulatory clinics, as well as home care and hospice. We have individuals who want to work for the actual vendors themselves. For example, working with an electronic health record company. Being able to work with various different issues involving management and legal consulting. This includes the insurance sector, public health, as well as legal firms. And then, of course, there's various opportunities within government, including local, state, and at the federal level. So this, of course, leads us to, well, I'm interested in health IT. I know why it's important, and I know why it's something that I feel I'm well suited to. But why specifically would I want to do it here at UMBC? Well, one of the reasons, and this has been through feedback from our students as well, is that UMBC is very well positioned to be able to provide excellent education in health IT. We have an excellent reputation in IT education, which includes our partnership with the departments of computer sciences, electrical engineering, and information systems. We're in close proximity to several large medical centers and schools, including Johns Hopkins Hospital, University of Maryland, and Baltimore and DC VA medical centers, as well as our proximity to various government agencies, Maryland Department of Health, National Institute of Health, etc. And finally, our program is specifically designed to be flexible and be sensitive to working professionals to be able to help support them in a work-life balance. We do this through offering evening, weekend, and hybrid course options. Often we'll get questions about what is it like to be a student within your program? Well, of course, as previously mentioned, our courses are taught by current practitioners, and this really enables them to be able to draw on their on their current experiences to be able to really paint a picture of this is how this skill would be applied in practice. And this is what the field as a whole looks like, which has been what we've received feedback from students has been extremely helpful. We offer flexible scheduling, including work that often will look to solutions such as group projects and, of course, hybrid and online learning. We have small class sizes, on average about 12 students per class, which provides a lot of opportunity to be able to work individually with your instructor. We also have resources for individual career counseling and mentoring. So students are also encouraged to participate in our health IT research. This can include as well as external internships, and of course to attend various guest lectures within the department. So now a little bit about the MPS program itself and the degree. So our mission as a whole is empowering professionals to leverage information technology to improve healthcare. We do this by being able to extend existing IT and healthcare experience of students, a successful career in health IT, which of course is reliant upon deep understanding of various aspects of a healthcare system. And while of course technology is a key part of that, we really want to make sure to emphasize the importance of the people and the environment of which these technologies operate within. We also take an interdisciplinary approach with our curricula, and that encompasses healthcare, information technology, and again, to make sure that we're capturing some of the issues involving people and environment, some of the so-called soft skill development, which is necessary to be able to work effectively in this setting. We have on-campus as well as hybrid and online courses available. And again, just being able to ensure that we are catering to the working professional, those who are wanting to take internships, and essentially setting up our students to be successful in their degree. So in terms of the degree and what you can expect in being able to obtain that, we separate our courses into two groupings: the core courses, and which are required, and then of course electives. Starting off with our required core courses, each of our courses is 3 credits. Within the core courses category, you can expect to have 6 courses for a total of 18 credits. The classes listed here are those that every student in the program is expected to take, as we have found that it provides a great foundation for students, no matter where you're coming from in your background, to strengthen what you already know and be able to grow and get exposure in other areas that are very relevant to our industry. In addition to your 6 core courses, there's also 4 elective courses, in which case this is 12 credits. Now, the courses that are listed here are those that are already pre-approved for our program, those that are tightly aligned with our degree. However, I would like to mention that with your 4 elective courses, you're also allowed to take a maximum of 2 courses from other departments. Perhaps you find a course that tightly aligns with your respective professional and academic goals. And as part of our student advisement sessions, that is something that you and I can explore to be able to see which electives would best suit you and your goals. Again, this is a master's program towards an MPS, but I also like to mention for those who it might be relevant that we do have an accelerated BA to MPS program as well. So an undergraduate degree in information systems, computer engineering, health administration, some sort of related program where you're already you're already approaching your junior year. If you're finding that you're wanting to then move on to pursue an MPS, this is a great opportunity to be able to take graduate courses while you're in your undergraduate career that can then be count dually for both the undergraduate and the graduate degree. If you're interested in doing this, there is an application process listed on our website. Please note that there is a statement of purpose necessary and a minimum undergraduate GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. A few policies that we'd like to mention for students just to be able to help them know what to expect. So in terms of enrollment classifications, you're considered to be a full-time student if you take 9 credits, which in our case is 3 courses. Part-time would be anything less. Continuous registration is the idea that you're enrolled every semester in the academic year. Please note that for us, the academic year is the fall and spring term, not the winter and the summer. A leave of absence is allowed if needed, in which case you would speak with me, and I can put that forward with advisor approval. In terms of academic standards, we expect students to maintain a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 during your course of study. And then we also do allow transfer credit. For UMBC's graduate school will allow a maximum of 6 graduate credits, which is 2 courses. And this can be done with the consent of myself as the program director, and it can only be accepted if there is an equivalency between the course you've previously taken and that which we offer within our program. So with this, I just wanted to touch base on how to go about the application process. So in order to do so, please go to our website at the link mentioned here. We'll ensure that you have this information for you at the end of today as well. In doing so, we're going to ask that you please submit your official college transcripts to the graduate school. There's an application fee of $50 for online application, $70 for paper. And please note that letters of recommendation are helpful, but are not required if you are a domestic candidate. Likewise, as mentioned before, if you're interested in the accelerated BA MPS program, please go ahead and use that link provided below. So thank you so much for being here again. I hope that this was a comprehensive view of what we have at this time. But again, as Faith mentioned, I'm going to be opening it up for questions here in just a moment if there's any additional information that we can provide at this time. In addition, for applying, you can do so now using this special populations code, DPS 2021, and doing so is going to waive the $50 fee. So with that, I will invite you to ask any questions you might have. You're welcome to either put them in the chat, or if you would like to unmute yourself, you're also welcome to do so as well.
Dr. Van Dyke, this is Ted Blackburn. Just so obviously the credits, that structure makes sense. What are the costs of credit hours per or classes per credit hour, I assume?
Yes, great question. Faith, do we have a location for where the most recent tuition rates are posted?
Yes, that is available on our website, and I'm going to pull that up and paste it in the chat.
Wonderful,
Super.
thank you.
Okay. Could you talk a little bit about like the I assume there's a range of lengths of duration for the pursuit of these degrees as well? There
Yes.
minimum and maximum sort of thresholds, and what do you advise for working professionals?
Absolutely. So in terms of working professionals, I found that that typically takes about 2 years. Just generally, that assumes, summers may or may not be taking some electives. And then of course, the course load can of course vary. We've had some students that have started professionally and only started with, one or two, but then found because of their, like, for example, clinical caseload, they were able to, take on a third course. But on average, I found that it typically is about 2 years for professionals.
And one of the core curriculum elements was a capstone project. Can you describe parameters for that, the examples of those types of projects?
Absolutely, would be happy to. I love our capstone course. It's just a great opportunity for students to be able to somewhat pull the threads of the various, skills that they acquired through the course, their own unique experience and strengths prior to the program, and it's really a great launching point to be able to move forward beyond the degree. So in this case, what that looks like is it's through the development of a research paper. One that is targeted using through a systemic review, where we're looking at various different data based upon your chosen topic. Your faculty mentor will work with you in being able to help you define what scope for that project makes the most sense for you and what would be reasonable within the timeline of that course. And then just a few examples of what that might look like. Not surprisingly, during this current time, there were several projects over the last term related to pandemic preparedness, being able to assess analytics to be able to make decisions about population health, and as well as looking at, for example, some people were looking at very specific populations. We had a recent project where one of our students was wanting to be able to understand where the current research stands, and being able to see what kinds of supports do, for example, young children with autism need when being able to, receive education and supports through a pandemic. Something where, for example, their access to instruction, their access to clinicians and therapies and supports have been interrupted. And so, really was looking into an area that, there was some foundational information, but being able to synthesize it and pull it together into some great recommendations for the research field moving forward.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. Um,
Oh, you're fine.
I was just my background is more in like community health, public health field. That's what my bachelor's is in. And so I don't have a lot of experience with the more like technological side, but do you think that sort of background would be something helpful coming into the program?
Oh, absolutely. And not surprisingly, public health is, of course, a key priority, a key issue within our industry. So, even, for example, our faculty who, their experience and their professional, connections are, related to data analytics. It might be related to developing applications. It might be in being able to manage health IT projects within healthcare. Each of them has great relevant experience to bring into it and fully recognizes the importance of the public, of the public health care issues that are just so prevalent in our field.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Dr. Van Dyke, I don't want to hog the mic, so certainly, other folks jump in.
Oh, you're fine.
I'll
Please
keep
do.
going if that's all right. You must certainly be familiar with the HIMSS curriculums for basic certifications for CPHIMSS practitioners, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Is there alignment between that material and this program, or is there any sort of credit assigned if there is alignment between those curricula?
Absolutely. No, thank you. That's a great question. So certainly one of the things within our program that we wanted to do is make sure that we fell into alignment with HIMSS, AMIA, ANIA, and certainly making sure that we're able to, adhere to many of the standards that are expected in the industry in terms of skills development, curriculum. And so this is a process that we've done work up to this point. We have adjusted our offerings to be able to make sure that we are strongly aligned with the expectations of those standards. And that is something that we intend to continue to do, in a more formal setting as well.
Super. Thank you.
Of course.
Is there I'll go again.
Sure, please do.
Presumably, like a lot of educational forums, your programs over the past year have been impacted, a lot of remote. Prior to that, was this program in particular convening on campus, and is there an intent to return to that format at some near future point?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, to your point, it's been an incredible transition, I think, for every program. Now, in ours, what we did was we had select courses that were identified as being hybrid. So those where, some of the content is offered online, but there's just some aspects of the curriculum where it just makes sense to have people come together and convene on campus, potentially project work, being able to really kind of get that real experiential kind of hands-on work for those select courses. So I suppose as part of this process that we've been through COVID, it's really been a great opportunity for us to kind of assess each of our courses, get feedback from the students on which ones they felt that was a lot of value added in being able to be on campus on select days, and which ones, frankly, were more successful in an online, more of an asynchronous format that allowed professionals to be able to adjust it to their working schedule. So what you'll see if you look at what you'll see with for example, the fall schedule, we're really going back to what it previously was, some hybrid, some online, but just very tailored based upon what both the students and the instructors gave us in terms of feedback of what is ideal in teaching that content.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Of course.
Hi. If we have any further questions after this, will the presentation be emailed out, or will we get any contact information about who to reach out to with those specific questions about this program?
Yes, absolutely. We'll make sure to provide you with these slides. And then the information is provided here. We can also put it in the chat as well. Please feel free to contact me with any questions related to the program, academics, career path, and whatnot. And then Faith is a huge help in being able to address any administrative type questions that you might have as it relates to applications. Wonderful. Thank you, Faith. So I'm happy to stay here to answer any questions or continue to talk to anyone who's interested. But otherwise, I certainly don't want to keep you in your evening. Again, if you have any questions, please afterwards, please feel free to email me, or I'm also happy to set up a meeting as well to discuss your particular interest in the program. Thank you all very much for being here. I hope this was helpful. And I'll continue to stay here for a couple more minutes for anyone who wants to discuss. But otherwise, hope to see your applications.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well.